mentioned by Lord Shiva. In the human life, there are so much of tests and tribulations are there, so much dangers are there, and the human being are in a very fearful condition at every step, because they're not very sure what is going to happen in the next moment. And if anybody wants to become free from any kinds of fear, they should seriously take up hearing of the Bhagavad Gita in their life. And the human being in this world, they are suffering, going through different kinds of miseries due to their previous life karma. And if anybody wants to become free from any kinds of karma, and if they take shelter of the reading and practicing Bhagavad Gita every day, they will become free from all kinds of karma from the previous life, and they will attain peace and happiness in their life. By taking bath with the water, we are cleansing our body. The Bhagavad Gita is as good as the Ganges water. By taking bath in the teaching of Bhagavad Gita, not only we clean our body, but it also cleans all the karmic reaction in our life. And in India there is the holy river, Ganges river is flowing. By bathing in the Ganges river, one become purified in their life, because Ganges river is emanating from the lotus feet of the Lord. Similarly, by hearing this Bhagavad Gita and putting it into practice in our life, we attain all the benefits of bathing in the Ganga. Because as Ganga is emanated from the lotus feet of Krishna, the Bhagavad Gita is emanated from his lotus mouth. So, in the Kali Yuga, people will look for one holy book, and Bhagavad Gita will become one holy book for the whole world. People will look for one service, and service to the Lord will become the ultimate duty of the human being. And people will look for one God. Krishna will become the Supreme Lord for everyone in the world. And finally, people will look for one mantra, the chanting of Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The chanting of the holy name of the Lord, holy name of the Lord, will become the only mantra for the upliftment of the consciousness of the living being. So I've been requested today to speak about is religion is necessary in our life. So now, there is a sloka in the chapter 4, text 7. The Lord emphasized about the importance of religion. So we'll read the slokas here. Then we will read the translation and purport from the sloka. Then we will try to elaborate more, a better understanding, more deeper understanding. Purport has mentioned everything in his book. So we don't have so much of time to read all the Prabhupada books, but it's already there in the seed form. So by reading Prabhupada's book, we'll be able to understand the purpose of religion in the world. So I will explain according to my understanding from Prabhupada books. Then later on we'll open it for questions and answers. So now this is chapter 4, text 7. Yada yada ye dharmasya Yada yada ye dharmasya Glanir bhavati Bharata Glanir bhavati Bharata Abhyutanam dharmasya Abhyutanam dharmasya Saradmanam Srjami aham. Tadatmanam Srjami aham. Yada yada hi dharmasya. Nirvavati Bharata. Abhyudanam adharmasya. Tadatmanam Srjami aham. Yada yada hi dharmasya. Nirvavati Bharata. Abhyudanam adharmasya. Tadatmanam Srjami aham.
Yada yada hi dharmasya. Glanirvavati Bharata. Abhyuttanam adharmasya. Tadatmanam Srjami aham.
Yada yada hi dharmasya. Bhagavati Bharata. Abhyutanam dharmasya. Tadatmanam Srjami aham. Yada yada hi dharmasya. Glanirvavati Bharata. Dharmasya. Tadatmanam Srjami aham. Yada yada hi dharmasya. Glanirvavati Bharata. Dharmasya. Tadatmanam Srjami aham. Glanirvavati Bharata. Abhyutanam adharmasya. Tadatmanam Srjami aham. Yada yada hi dharmasya. Glanirvavati Bharata. Abhyutanam adharmasya. Tadatmanam Srjami aham. Yada yada hi dharmasya. Glanirvavati Bharata. Abhyutanam adharmasya. Tadatmanam Srjami aham.
அவங்க அப்பா அம்மா கோயிலுக்கு வர வேண்டிய அவசியம் போட்டிருக்க. இவங்க கையில் கொடுத்துட்டு கிளம்பிடுறாங்க. Yada yada. Whenever and wherever. Certainly. Dharmasya. Of religion. Glanir. Discrepancies. Bhavati. Become manifested. Bharata. O descendant of Bharata. Abhyudanam. Predominance. Adharmasya. Of irreligion. Tada. At that time. Atmanam. Self. Srjami. Manifest. Aham. I. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. Purport. The word Srjami is significant here. Srjami cannot be used in the sense of creation. Because according to the previous verse, there is no creation of the Lord's form or body, since all of the forms are eternally existent. Therefore, Srjami means that the Lord manifests himself as he is. Although the Lord appears on schedule, namely at the end of the Dvapara-yuga of the 28th millennium of the 7th Manu in one day of Brahma, he has no obligation to adhere to such rules and regulations, because he is completely free to act in many ways at his will. He therefore appears by his own will whenever there is predominance of irreligiosity and disappearance of true religion. Principles of religion are laid down in the Vedas, and any discrepancy in the matter of properly executing the rules of the Vedas makes one irreligious. In the Bhagavatam it is stated that such principles are the laws of the Lord. Only the Lord can manufacture a system of religion. The Vedas are also accepted as originally spoken by the Lord himself to Brahma from within his heart. Therefore the principles of dharma or religion are the direct orders of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, dharmam to saksad, bhagavat-pranitam. These principles are clearly indicated throughout the Bhagavad Gita. The purpose of the Vedas is to establish such principles under the order of the Supreme Lord, and the Lord directly orders at the end of the Gita that the highest principle of religion is to surrender unto Him and nothing more. The Vedic principle push one towards complete surrender unto Him, and whenever such principles are disturbed by the demoniac, the Lord appears. From the Bhagavatam we can understand that Lord Buddha is the incarnation of Krishna, who appeared when materialism was rampant and materialists were using the pretext of the authority of the Vedas. Although there are certain restrictive rules and regulations regarding animal sacrifice for particular purpose in the Vedas, people of demoniac tendencies still took to animal sacrifice without reference to the Vedic principles. Lord Buddha appeared in order to stop this nonsense and to establish the Vedic principles of non-violence. Therefore, each and every avatar or incarnation of the Lord has particular mission, and they are all described in the revealed scripture. No one should be accepted as an avatar unless he is referred to by scriptures. It is not a fact that the Lord appears only on Indian soil. He can manifest himself anywhere and everywhere and whenever he desires to appear. In each and every incarnation he speaks as much about religion as can be understood by particular people under their particular circumstances. But the mission is the same, to lead people to God consciousness and obedience to the principle of religion. Sometimes he descends personally, sometimes he sends his bona fide representative in the form of his son or servant, or himself in some disguised form. The principles of the Bhagavad Gita were spoken to Arjuna, and for the matter to other highly elevated person, because he was highly advanced compared to ordinary person in other parts of the world. 2 + 2 = 4 is a mathematical principle that is true in the beginner's arithmetic class and in the advanced class as well. Still, there are higher and lower mathematics. In all incarnations of the Lord, Therefore, the same principles are taught, but they appear to be higher and lower in various circumstances. The higher principles of religion begin with the acceptance of the four orders and the four status of social life, as will be explained later. The whole purpose of the mission of incarnation is to arouse Krishna consciousness everywhere. Such consciousness is manifest and non-manifest only under different circumstances. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Dhyananandjano Salakaya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Supadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurun Sri Kapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Sri Rupam Sangrajatam Sagano Raghunatham Vidantam Sajivam Sarvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sainam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Sri Visatam Vitam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sudere Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyasa Kripasindhava Evacha Adinamam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Yada yada ye dharmasya glanirvavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadanmanam srjami. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, or descendant of Bharata and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. So here, Krishna is explaining about the importance of following the path of religion. And in the next verse, Krishna will also explain why it is so important to follow the path of religion. Paritananaya sadhunam vinasaya cha duskritam dharma samsapanataya sambhavami yuge yuge. Krishna brings the path of religion to the world, and whoever follows the path of religion, they will be protected by the Lord, and whoever go against the path of religion, they will be destroyed. And importantly, Krishna coming here to re-establish the principle of religion. And in the next verse 4:9, Krishna explains, Janma karma chami divyam ivam yoveti tadvataha chakundev punajanman aitimam itiso. As Krishna has explained here, if you can truly understand the real appearance of the Lord and His transcendental activities in the world, upon giving up this body, we never come back again to this miserable world. And again, Krishna in another verse following, he says, Vitaraga Bhayat Krodha Manmayamam Upasita Bhavo Jnana Tapasa Putta Madbhavam Agata. Due to the attachment of the living beings in this world, and due to the fear and due to the anger, the living entities somewhere or other, they are stuck in this material world in the cycle of repeated birth and death. Krishna says in the past, many people, by taking up Krishna consciousness and they become free from the attachment to this world. They become free from the fear, and they also become free from the anger and went back to Godhead. So in this way, is it important for us to follow the path of religion? And the Shastra says, yes, it is very important for the living being to follow. There is the only thing differentiates between the living being and the animals. Ahara nidra bhaya maitunam cha samanyam etet pasubir naranam dharmete so avitkavise dharmena ina pasubir samanam. The life in the material world, compared with so many other living entities, more or less the life is the same. The animals are eating, the human beings, we are also eating. The animals are sleeping, we also sleeping. The animals are producing offsprings, we also produce the offsprings. And the animals try to defend themselves to protect their life, and also try to defend ourselves to protect our life. But there is only one thing differentiate between human being and animal. There is the path of dharma, the religion. So as long as somebody follows the path of religion, he is considered to be the human being. And somebody who don't even follow the path of religion, even they are born as human being, but if they are not following the path of religion, they are considered to be animals. This is also when Lord Ram, he told Vali about this thing. When Vali been attacked by Lord Ram from the back of a tree, Vali was very offended with Lord Ram. Vali says that a person who knows the path of dharma, he should not attack anybody from the back. It is not dharma for you to attack me from the back. And Lord Ram says, oh Vali, you are talking about dharma. You have chased your own brother away from the kingdom. And you have taken over your wife, your brother's wife. And you are talking about dharma. And Vali says, we are animals. So for us there is no this man's wife and that man's wife. Mantravat, paradaresu, paradrivesu, loksaravat, atmavat, sarva bhutesu, sapasyanti sapandita. A real education in the human society, except your own wife, every other woman in the world you should be seeing as mother. And other people's property become a lump of dirt in the street, not picking it up. And treat others the way you wanted to be treated in the world. This is the real education. So Vali told Ram that we are animals. We have no any principles, understanding that this is, somebody's wife. And the moment when Vali speak about dharma, and that moment Lord Ram says, the moment, even though you are in the body of a monkey, but you know what is dharma, what is not adharma. What is dharma, what is adharma. What can somebody do, what cannot be done, that you know very well. So even you are in the body of a monkey, you should be considered as human being. And at the same time, those people who are in the body of a human being, if they are not able to differentiate between animals, duty and then the human duty, he says even they are in the body of a human being, they should be understood to be animals. So here, very importantly, we have to understand that it is very important we have to follow the path of religion. Now, before trying to understand why we have to follow what we have to follow, we have to understand or we have to define what is religion means. Very important. Is religion is essential in our life to follow? That means what is religion? We should understand this important point. So basically, normally, generally, the religion is defined as some sort of a spiritual belief based on your faith. If you are Christians, you are in the Christian's faith and you got some sort of a belief in the religion. And similarly, whether you are Muslim or Hindus, religion means some sort of a belief based on some faith. The problem is that the faith changes all the time. The Christians, we are noticing the Christians are becoming a Muslim, and we are noticing some of the Muslims also become Christians, and we also see that some of the Hindus become Muslims. So the faith is changing in the human being's life. That means that this definition of religion cannot be taken seriously or as the ultimate definition. There is a character in everything we see in the world, whether in some objects or in some human being. So the religion also known as dharma, occupational duty, the eternal occupational duty of the human being. So now the dharma has got certain character. Just like a sugar, the characteristic form of the sugar, the character of the sugar is sweetness. If the sugar is not sweet, that means it may not be a sugar. It may look white, it may look like sugar, but it also can be salt.
Yeah.
It can give a different taste. So dharma is the eternal occupational duty of the living being. That is why we call our religion is the way of life. Now the human being has got certain characteristic, I say. The character of the human being, just like the character of the sugar is sweetness. So there is a character in the human life, the human being character is always they want to be loved and to be served. We want to be loved by someone and we have to want to be served by someone. This is the character, just like the character of the sugar is sweet. So the character of human being is to be served and is to be loved. And when the human being, somebody you are interacting, they are not loving you. If they are not serving you, that means they are not a real human being. Because that is what every one of us like, to be loved and to be served. Everybody wants to be master in the world. So now, because without a proper understanding of our religion, that we are trying to search for love in the world, and we are trying to get people to serve us. So in the process, in the name of religion or anything, that we begin to serve our family, we begin to serve our society and nation. Ultimately, all this service only we are trying to serve our own self, nothing else, because it is our selfish interest that with the expectation of something in your life. The moment our expectation is not fulfilled, we try to change the servant. No more. So in this way there is a character for the human being. The character is that they want to be loved and served. So ultimately service to the other people is the character of the human being. Always we are serving somebody in the world. If we are in the house, we are serving either husband or children, or either wife or children. If we are in the workplace, we are serving the boss in that place. And we look at anything, it is just we are moving our life as a servant in the world. So now, as there is the character for the human being, there is also character for the religion. Whether this is religion or not religion, there are 20 principles are there in religion. So now by understanding these 20 principles, you will understand how essential, how important for everybody to follow the path of religion. Why they must follow? Because there is wonderful characteristic elements in the religion. So, Lord Manu has given 20 principles of religion. Anybody follows this principle of religion, they are following the religion. If they are not following the principle of religion, they are not following in any religion, and they do not belong to any religion. So the 20 principle of religion is there. Number 1 is ahimsa. Number 2 is satya. Number 3 is asteya. Number 4 is brahmacharya. Number 5 is sama. Number 6 is dritti. Number 7 is daya. Number 8 is midhara. Number 9 is arjavam. Number 10 is saucham. Number 11 is arihi. Number 12 is santosa. Number 13 is dhanam. Number 14 is astikyam. Number 15 is siddhanta sravanam. Number 16 is isvara pujana. Number 17 is mati. Number 18 is japa. Number 19 is tapa. Number 20 is vrita. Externally we are dressed as a Vaishnava. There are people also externally dressed as Shaivite. There are also people do not have any kinds of a traditional Vedic cultural dress. They may have modernized dress. But because of the different dress, we do not distinguish them animal or human being. We consider everybody as a human being. And now anybody is following religion and not how to understand. If somebody says, I also believe in religion, how we do we check? By seeing there is 20 principles, whether do they follow the principle of life. If you say this is sugar, but it's salty, then you don't accept that is a sugar. Similarly, somebody following the path of religion means they must follow these 20 principles. It's not simply coming to the temple. It's not simply attending some seminar. Somebody is talking about moral value and we do not follow. So now the 20 principle of dharma is that number 1 is ahimsa. One must become free from violence. No violence within one's mind. No violence within one's speech. No violence within from his physical body. This is the first principle of dharma, good or not. Free from violence. Don't do violence within your mind. Don't do violence by lying and saying bad about other people. And don't do violence from your physical body by kicking or punching or killing of somebody. But we can do it for self-defense. Not to attack others, self-defense. You got right to protect yourself. Stealing is very bad. But when you're hungry, you see some fruit trees belong to somebody. Without asking, you can go and pick the fruit, pluck the fruit, and you can eat as much as you need. But you cannot pack and go. That is adharma. Prasadam, you must always try to pack and go. It's the mercy of Krishna. So the temple should make a lot of prasadam so that everybody can take the mercy and go back home. Once a week only they get in this mercy. And this is Krishna prasadam. And it's only become prasadam when the cook is cooking with conscious of Krishna. When the cook is cooking with conscious of Krishna, it's become 25% prasadam. And somebody, the priest, go and offer the food. With Krishna conscious, it's become another 25% prasadam. Now it becomes 50%. And those who are serving prasadam, they are serving with Krishna conscious, it becomes another 25% of prasadam. Now 75% of your food is prasadam, 75%. And the person who is eating is conscious of Krishna while he is eating, and he gain another 25%. So it's become 100% prasadam. If a cook is cooking 25%, he is conscious, cook is cooking with 100% conscious of Krishna. And the priest is going and offering without conscious of Krishna, then it becomes minus quality. So here, the first principle of religion is ahimsa, free from violence. Doesn't matter which temple you are going. Doesn't matter which college and university you are studying. Doesn't matter which house you are living. The first thing in your life you must do is that become free from violence. The second principle of religion, always be truthful. Lying is not a good business. Only you can lie when you wanted to protect your life. Wanted to protect your property. Wanted to protect the brahmanas. Wanted to protect the animals. Wanted to protect the children. You can tell lies. Or wanted to get your daughter married. You can tell lies. My daughter is the best in Penang Island. Wakes up Brahma Muhurti. Brahma Muhurtam should wake up. Before 5:15, she's already up from the bed. She's the best. She knows how to keep the house clean. She knows how to cook nice food and offer to Krishna. And she's smiling all the time. Even though your daughter is not like that, you can tell a lie and get her married. If you say the truth, nobody will marry you. That boy coming to your house look for a girl. Why? Because the boy has got problem. Because the boy is moving around without much of responsibility in his life. அவனை கால் கட்டு போடுன்றான். எதுக்கே அந்த கால் அங்கே ஒரு இடத்துல இல்லை. He is going everywhere without any responsibility. So only way when you tell about your son to somebody, என் மகன் பொறுப்பு இல்லாமல் இருக்கிறான், அவனுக்கு ஒரு கால் கட்டு போது சரியாயிரும். கல்யாணம் பண்ணிட்டு பிறகு அம்மா என்ன சொல்றேன், என் மகன் கல்யாணம் பண்ணிட்டு மாறிட்டான், அதுக்குதான் கல்யாணம். அவன் மாறாம அப்படி கிடக்குறான், எருமை மாறி மாதிரி. கல்யாணம் பண்ணுவானா என் மகன் மாறிட்டான், நல்லதானே, அதுக்காக கல்யாணம் பண்ணி வச்சுங்க. So now you must able to capture the 20 principle of dharma, Premras Prabhu.
Oh, okay, Maharaj.
Okay. So now, number 1, free from violence, any kinds of violence. Number 2, satya, truthfulness. Number 3, asteya, don't desire other people's property, don't steal other people's property. Number 4, brahmacharya, there are 5 knowledge acquiring senses are there. Our ear, eyes, nose, tongue and skin. Always make sure that you are able to control. Put the 5 knowledge acquiring senses under control. Otherwise, your life is in a great trouble. If you are not able to control your ear, you want to hear everything, and other people's problem becomes your problem. And because you got a tongue and you want to talk and talk and talk, and like a frog calling for the snake to come. Trouble. So number 4 must be able to control the 5 knowledge acquiring senses. And number 5 is that sama, peaceful in your life, be peaceful. Number 6 is dhritti, determination. Even though it is very difficult to follow the path of religion, very difficult to be an honest man, very difficult to be free from violence, very difficult to control the senses, very difficult to be peaceful, but you must determine to follow it. Adimel adherita ammingum nagar. The 6th principle of dharma is dhritti, determination. The 7th is daya, merciful. They try to be mercy to other living beings. Let me live happily in this world, let me also let others to live happily. This is the 7th principle. Number 8 is midara. Before you eat anything in your life, just say thanks to God. Because the apples, the rambutan, the durian, you cannot manufacture from factory like a tire, car tire. But you cannot eat car tire when you're hungry. So, thanks to God that He has given plenty of food for us to live. And thanks to the Lord, morning you wake up, thanks to the Lord that you got up again this morning. Otherwise, funeral will be there for you. And you're breathing. The Lord is giving so much of air to breathe, and thank Him. Without any charge, He is giving us. And in lack of oxygen, you go to hospital, they will charge you.
Yeah.
Isn't it? But God gives you free everywhere. So number 8 is that midara, be grateful, thankful to the Lord. And number 9 is arjavam, be a simple person in the world, simplicity. Simplicity doesn't mean that you give up all your house and car and then you become like a very simple. I only got one copy, I'm moving around. Not like that. Simplicity is that whatever you have got in your life, be happy with that. Somebody has got a big car and somebody has got a small car. Somebody has got a big house and I've got a small house. Be happy with whatever you have in your life. That is arjava. And number 10 is saucham. Always keep your inner self truthful, and always whatever is inner self, and you speak what is inside you. Don't keep something else inside you and then very sweet words are coming out from your mouth. So always in and out of your life. Always keep clean. Number 11, adhere is to be always humble. Humility in your life. And number 12, santosam, always try to be happy in your life. That bring more happiness into your life. They say money makes money. Happiness will bring in more happiness. And number 13 is that dharmam, give charity. We have to do, give charity. And number 14 is astikyam, must have a great faith on this path of religion. You must have a faith that I'm trying to follow the path of religion, even though it is very difficult, but definitely I'll be blessed by the Lord for obeying His order. He wants us to follow religion. Because religion is not about just going to temple and fighting and coming back. Religion is about following these principles. Like, man may be educated so much, but he hasn't got principle in his life. Nobody wants to bother about it. So the human being must have some principle in their life. These are the 20 principles given by Manu in the Manu Smriti. So number 14 is that with great faith we follow this path. And number 15 is Siddhanta Sravanam, come to temple at least once a week. Sit and hear this knowledge about the path of dharma. Try to learn some wisdom in your life by hearing the knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam and so on. And number 16 is that Isvara Pujanam. Every day do some puja in your house for the Lord, according to your capacity. And 17 is Mati. Before you do anything in your life, think few times before you do. After decided to do, don't put the blame on others. And number 18, Japa. Always chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. And number 19 is Tapa, austerity. Sacrifice something for the pleasure of Krishna. You like smoking, but Krishna don't like smoking. He hates the cigarette smell. So you give up smoking. And you like KFC, Krishna don't like KFC, give up KFC. You like to tell lies, Krishna don't like to tell lies. So you may think, but he told lies to the gopis. Because the gopis want Krishna to tell lies. Gopi wants Krishna to be mischief. When Mother Yasoda tried to control Krishna, when the gopis went and told, the Mother Yasoda, your son is coming and stealing all those things, the Mother Yasoda said, damn it, I'm going to tie Krishna, my son, I'm going to keep him in the house only, no more coming out. The gopis began to cry. No, Mother Yasoda. Very morning we get up, we dress ourselves to attract Krishna. Very morning we try to keep yogurt and everything everywhere. We want Krishna to come and steal. So we like everything Krishna do. So never stealing, it's telling lies. It's all pleasure for us when Krishna do it. And he is the owner, he is not stealing. So here, number 19, austerity. That means give up whatever not liked by Krishna. Krishna don't like devotees of fighting. If you are fighting, Prabhupada say you're demon. Don't fight in the name of religion. Not very good. You are wrongly using the religion. We are Hare Krishna. We don't even want to kill and hang. So how you can fight with devotees? Not very good. Unless we are trying to become a devotee. Those who have already become a devotee, they don't fight. Why they don't fight? Because they don't have any self-interest. No. A person who has no desire, he has no duty in the world. Beautiful, isn't it? When you don't have desire, you have no duty, who cares about anything? Just like Sukadeva Goswami even walks without any dress because he has no interest of anything. So now the 19th principle is austerity, the 20th is vrata. Just like, a month, few days ago we finished our Kartika vrata. And there is, fasting. And we got Ekadasi vrata. So human beings been given this vrata to able to strengthen their mind control. When you're fasting, you're following the vrata, and you're able to teach your mind, I cannot serve all the time what you need. Today you listen to me. No food for you. This is the beginning. Otherwise the mind will keep you under its keep us as a slave. So these are the 20 principles of religion. Without following this principle, you are not even a human being. You're just an animal. So in our religion, a human being has given a goal to follow. Human being, there's a goal to achieve. Isn't it? If anybody is going to ask today, what is your goal of life, what they will tell?
So many things.
You know, what they will tell? If you ask any children here, what is your goal? Some may say, I want to become a doctor. And some will say, I want to become a policeman. You know? And some will say that I want to become a soldier. And one fellow told me he wants to become a lorry driver. He likes lorry so much. And if you go and ask the parents, what is your goal of life? Somewhere or other I have to make sure that my children are successful in their life. You know? And somebody may say, I want to have my own house, that's my goal. Somebody may say that, I wanted to buy BMW. That's my goal. So, everybody in this world, small or big, they got some goal in their life, according to their understanding. But a person who understands the path of dharma, and he knows actually this is all not the goal of life. I've not come to this world to buy a big house. I've not come here to become a policeman. I've not come here to become a doctor. I've not come here to become a rich man, but I've come here so that I can revive my Krishna consciousness and cross over the cycle of repeated birth and death. No need to come back again to this miserable world. Anybody who knows the path of dharma, and there is no competition in the world. So for that reason, that our religion has given 4 things as goal of life. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. This is called Purusartha Vidhi. Purusa means human being. Artha means purpose. Vidhi means the way of life. So human being must have 4 goals in their life. Not about buying car and become a policeman. But the 4 real thing is given by God for human beings. Goal of life is that, number 1, they must follow dharma. What is dharma? Tell me, my Prabhu.
Simply to love the Lord and follow His instruction.
Just now I said about 20 principles.
Yeah.
This is dharma. You want us, the 4 things of goal of human life. 1 is dharma. Dharma means free from violence. If you're in violence, if you're going to any temple, you're violent, you are not even come near to dharma. Don't tell me you're initiated and you're 40 years devotee, but you're violence. That is not acceptable. First thing, must become free from violence. So these are the dharma. Number 1, you must establish yourself. These 20 principles should become a foundation for your life. When you have got this wonderful foundation, ahimsa, satyam, asteyam, brahmacharyam, sama, dritti, daya, arjavam, midanam, saucha. When you got all these principles, a very good strong foundation in your life, now whatever you do in your life, all become very good. When you're a very bad fellow, money is very bad for you. When you're a good fellow, money is good for you. When you're a bad fellow, knife is very bad for you. When you're a good fellow, nice is good for you. True or not? If you give the knife to the barber, a good man can give you a clean shave. The same knife you give it to a thief, and he may murder you, kill you. So now the first human goal you must understand is dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Now you establish yourself with the dharma, the 20 principles. You are man of principle, that's what they will call you. is very good, He's a man of principle, So now with this foundation of 20 principles, now you make money. Artha, economic development, Kavinamai Prabhu. Make money. No money, no honey. That's what they say, isn't it? Wealth is everything. Panam Padaram Vare Payum Swami. So now with the good foundation in your life, now you go and look for economic development. Buy a house, buy a car, buy anything you like. And now, after you have got this economic development, wealth and everything, now you come and enjoy your life. And because you got the foundation of dharma in your life, you will enjoy your life according to the path of dharma, not against the path of dharma. Because you got a lot of money, it doesn't mean that you can go and sit in KFC all night and eating, No. You will buy the vegetable, you will cook and offer to Krishna. So you can enjoy prasada. And the last thing is moksha, liberation. First thing, you take up the principle, 4 principles in your life. And the next thing is that, build up your economic for your survival in this world. The third is that, enjoy your life according to the principle of dharma. And finally, the last thing is that I have seen everything in the world, it's enough, and I have to go back to Krishna. Chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. So these are the goal of human life. So whether the dharma, religion is essential or not now, is it important? The first thing given in our life is to follow dharma. Second thing is economic development. Third thing is sense enjoyment. Fourth is liberation. Now in the Vaishnava Siddhanta, we have become a devotee. And we are considered to be more higher than the other people. Those who follow the path of dharma, who follow the karma, who follow the artha and moksha, the devotee Vaishnavas are becoming more higher, better than every other people in the world, because the devotee has got another highest purpose in life. Everybody in this world trying to follow these 4 things. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is coming to educate us. There's one extra thing is here. If you get that one, he said you are the best in the world. This has been explained by Vishwanath Chakravarti. Aradaya Bhagavan Vraje Satanaya Tadama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachit Upasana Vrajavadu Vargena Vakalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Pramana Mamalam Prema Puman Alto Mahan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamiti Tatra Dhara Napara. Beautifully Vishwanath Chakravarti says why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very important in our life. He says that you have to worship Krishna and his Goloka Vrindavan, his kingdom. And he also says that the most pleasing way of serving Krishna is the way worshipped by gopis in Vrindavan. What is that? The most pleasing way the gopis are worshipped? Prema Pumanarto Mahadev. They truly love Krishna and everything in their life. The gopis have truly loved Krishna. They were ready to give up their life for Krishna. How many of us are ready here? Ready to give up life for Krishna? How many of your family members will let you go from here? So they may pull you back. Mummy, we are not ready. You are ready, but we are not ready. Stay here. We need you. You know. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes and said, Prema Puman Artamahan, love of Godhead is very important in anything you do in your life. Without having love, you follow the path of dharma. Without having love, you accumulate money. Without love, you enjoy your life. Without love, you want to seek for liberation. And say, this is not very good. The best way of devotees is assembled. They've executed their love is the devotees, inhabitants of Vrindavan. He said that you become the lover of Krishna, just like the gopis have become lover of Krishna. So our Krishna consciousness go one step more higher. That is why they said to become a Vaishnava is very rare. Because Vaishnava is attained, is all about love, is nothing else in the world. So in this way we have been given very great opportunity to follow the path of dharma. And if you really follow the path of dharma, you are protected all the time. The next verse Krishna says that Paritananaya sadhanam. I protect my devotees, I annihilate the demon, and I re-establish the principle of dharma again. In the Mahabharata, when you read, you will understand the first day of war. The first day in the war in the Mahabharata, the Duryodhana gang, they were winning. They were moving very fast, and they were, first day itself, they show extraordinary power. Bhismadev, Dronacharya, and after the first day war, at night, everybody went back to their own camp. And at that night, Krishna, Arjuna, Pandavas and Yudhishthira started sitting and discussing about that day war. And Yudhishthira told Krishna, Krishna, I don't think so there is any possibility for us to win the war. Did you see the way Bhismadev is moving? Who is equal to Bhismadev? Who can fight with Bhismadev? I think we have gone finished. We cannot win over this battle. And Krishna says, why you worry? You have got your brothers with you. And you got, all the elders with you who can bless you. And Krishna told Yudhishthira, don't worry, wherever there is dharma, that place will become victorious. We'll become successful in our life. If you can follow the path of dharma. What is the path of dharma? What is that? Okay, I want to ask all of you, tell one by one. One person tell, this is your takeaway from today. It's not about wearing the sannyasi clothes. It's not about wearing the Vaishnava clothes. It's not about not wearing anything. It's nothing about to become a dharmavadi. Follow the principle. Otherwise you are man without any principle. You may be highly educated. You may be temple president somewhere. You may be, prime minister in somewhere. But if you don't have a principle in your life, you are as good as an animal. True or not? So now the one thing is that what is the path of dharma?
Following those 20 principles.
Yeah, one.
Ahimsa.
Ahimsa, okay, one has been told. Second, who wants to say? Truthfulness. Third, one. Mataji there. Tapasya means? Austerity means? What Krishna don't like, he don't do. Sacrifice. We like, but Krishna don't like the sacrifice. So number 3 been said. Number 4, Vrata, fasting. Number 5, Daya, mercy. Number 5. And number 6, Saujan, cleanliness. Keep inside clean. Don't simply talk very sweet words outside, but inside, you don't like that person. You regret when he comes to the temple. Saujan. And number 7, Brahmacharya, control the 5 knowledge acquiring senses. And number 6,
treating others with that astitva, treating others with
charity. Number 7. Number 8, Japa. Number 9, Tapa. Tapa already said, austerity.
Determination.
Number 10, determination. Number 11, always be happy. Number 10, number 12, mercy already been said. Daya. Chanting already been said. Truthfulness. Okay. And number 14,
Moksha.
the moksha is the four goal of life, human life.
Come to temple to hear about Shastra.
Siddhanta Sravan, hearing about the Shastra. And number 15,
Simple life.
simplicity, Arjavan. Okay. And number 16, anybody? Astakyam is the faith. Yes. And number 17, watch TV.
Other people's property.
Okay, don't steal. Okay.
Happy with what we have.
What you we have.
I already said that is simplicity. 18, yes, satisfy what you got. Number 18, worshipping the Lord.
Humble.
And number 19, humbleness. And number 20, it's already said. Number 1, 2, free from violence. Number 2, truthful. Number 3, no stealing. Number 4, control your 5 knowledge acquiring senses. And number 6 is peaceful.
Peaceful.
You know, 6 peaceful.
Amen.
And number 6 is determination. And number 7 is merciful. Number 8, thankful to the Lord. Number 9 is simplicity. Number 10 is cleanliness. Number 11 is humble. Number 12 is santosham. Number 13 is charity. Number 14 is faith. Number 15 is hearing about the Shastras. And number 16 is worshipping of the Lord. Number 17 is that before you do anything, decide to commit, you think 10 times. You know? And number 18 is japa, always chanting. Number 19 is tapa, austerity. Number 20 is vrata. So when you got this thing, then you are called the follower of dharma. You know? When you don't have this thing, you are not follower of dharma. It's not simply coming and going. You know? Changing oneself from the adharmavadi. We have left Krishna and came, so we have done a great offense unto the lotus feet of Krishna. We have taken up adharma. Giving up Krishna is adharma. So now here you have to take the dharma inside you. And this is what we have to do. Understand? That is why dharma is very important. So anybody has got any questions or any comments? You got 5 minutes. Yeah, Prabhuji.
On social media now, coming from India, there is a big movement, dharma. And the way I look at it, what I can see, they are saying dharma, their version of dharma is more violence. No, don't be passive, must be aggressive. So I am getting very confused. This word dharma is being used a lot. But it's not this interpretation. This one is from Shastra. Yes.
Yeah.
What's happening in India?
The artificially people have created their own way of dharma due to bodily concept of life. When you have the false identification, you have not begun your path of dharma. Anybody who are interested to follow the path of dharma, they want to become a devotee, they must understand that they must give up this false identification that I'm Hindu, I'm Christian, I'm this and that. Now I'll tell you all this religion. They say there is only one God, there is only one religion. If every religion talks about one God, Christians say one God, true or not? Hindus say one God. And the Muslims say one God. That means there must be only one religion. So the essence of all this religion is that love God and love others in the world. So all the religions only talking about love. Of course they are failing in the implementation. Now we take for example Islam religion. In Islam religion, they said in front at the altar of the God, in front of the altar of the God, every man is equal. This is Islam. You know, in front of the altar of God, every man is equal. And they collect zakat, 2.5%, to help those who are in need. And we, the Hindus, we also got zakat, but nobody taught us about the zakat. Just like the Muslim has to pay 2.5% zakat, and we have to pay 16% zakat. And if anybody is not paying that 16%, they cannot get initiated. You cannot initiate them because they are not following the path of dharma. What is yours, you take. Out of 100%, only 84% belongs to you. 16% belongs to Krishna. Isavastyamidam sarvam. It's not all that you want to become rich and temple become poor. And you go outside and pack money to come and serve your devotees. That's not the right way to do. So now the Islam religion say in front of God every human is equal. And they said, okay, pay zakat, we have to help the need of the people. And they also believe, let us live and let others also live. This is Islam. The Christian, they said, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Thou shalt not kill. So Christian also talking about love. And you talk about the Buddhists. They talk about metta, they talk about mudita, they talk about karuna, they talk about kindness, they talk about compassion, and they talk about gladness, that they are happy to see that others are living very happy. Buddhism also talking about love. And our Hindu religion, we said inbame solga ellorum valga, anbe sivam, yadum muri yavarum kele. That means the whole world is the home, our home, and everybody is our family. The Hindu religion. You go to the parliament in India, before you enter you will see Vasudevam Kudumbakam. Vasudeva Kudumbakam. The Rig Veda mentions about this thing, why Hindu religion is so beautiful. I am Nija Paro Veti Ganana Lagu Chetasam Udara Charitanam Tu Vasudeva Kudumbakam. It is not about mine and yours. So இது என்னோட அது உன்னோட இதெல்லாம் நம்மளோட வசுதைவ குடும்பக்கம். That we are not talking about mine. We are talking about ours. Vasudaiva kudumbakam. So our religion also talk about love. So none of this religion, India philosophy, talking about hatredness and anything so on. But they have got an understanding, different understanding. And the Islam, the Muslim, they say, we are very peaceful religion. They only become peaceful when you convert to their religion. We are equal in the eyes of God, Allah, when you convert to their religion. Otherwise, we are not equal. We are Bhumi Putra, you are Pandaka. Yeah. When you go into their religion, you become brother. The moment you say any other religion, try to be a good man, you are not a brother. So there is the way they are trying to establish artificial religion. But ours, what we say, Vasudaiva Kudumbakam, the whole world is our home.
But,
And we are all a family.
but that is they're taking disadvantage. But in India, everybody they were converting their religion.
Yeah.
All Hindus they want to become a Muslims.
Because, without a proper leadership, it has become like that. But, Krishna is there. Bharat Barsha, Bharat Bhumi is the eternal kingdom of God. Like embassy. America, the country is there, but they got an embassy. Like that, India is the embassy of Krishna. So that will be there all the time. So we have to understand Vasudeva Kudumbakam, then you will not fight. Manamali Vasudeva Manamohana Radha Ramana Sasivadana Salasijanayana Jagat Mohana Radha Ramana Parkanalil Palli Kunda Paranama Radha Ramana Bhaktargalin Kuritirkum Sri Ranga Radha Ramana Vennayunda Mayavane Kanna Radha Ramana Venumaram Tandiduvai Sri Ranga Radha Ramana Ulagalanayagane Uttamane Radha Ramana Untiruvadi Tedi Mando Sri Ranga Radha Ramana Vanamali Vasudeva. When you understand the Vasudeva is in everything, is your family, is everything. We are all brothers and sisters. And your life is very successful. That's why the real dharma is teaching. Somewhere other people in the bodily concept of life, they think when you follow me, then you're my brother. You don't follow me, you're not. But they don't understand. There's only one God in the world, and the whole creation is His creation, and all creation belongs to Him, and all creation is His children, and nothing else. Love God and love others in this world. That is the essence of all the religious teaching. The Muslim teach that, the Christian teach that, the Hindu teach that. But unfortunately, we don't implement it into our life, so it becomes a problem. Talking and talking and talking. What happens? You create more false identification. I am white, I am black, I am Hindu, I am Christian. The first thing is if anybody wants to become a lover of anybody, God or anybody in the world, they must come out from the bodily concept of love, wrong identification. The false ego is pushing them too much every way. So they have become slaves to their own senses and body, not able to become a master of your senses and body. But now, somewhere I hope you understand what is the principle of religion, why it is so important for people to follow the real path of religion, not the false one. Thank you so much, Kavinamai Prabhu, Hare Krishna. A question and answer next week.
Maharaj coming next week.
We'll check whether you got the 20 principle will come. So we have to educate our children, not come and go like that. Yeah, follow this 20, follow this 20. And they know why I must follow this thing. Otherwise, after some time, they don't come to the temple, they don't follow anything. Okay, Hare Krishna. Jai Sri